ਰੱਬ ਰੱਬ ਕਰਦੇ ਬੁੱਢੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਮੁੱਲਾਂ ਪੰਡਤ ਸਾਰੇ, ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਖੋਜ ਖੁਰਾ ਨਾ ਲੱਭਾ ਅਤੇ ਸਜਦੇ ਕਰ ਕਰ ਹਾਰੇ. It doesn't matter who you are. People have grown from young to very old by doing those rituals, by praying, but they have not found even the beginning of where God is, or who God is, or how God is, or what God is like. वह फलसफी को डोर को सुलझा रहा है, सिरा मिलता नहीं, बहस के अंदर फलसफी को खुदा मिलता नहीं. That thing with intellect, it's a strength, no doubt, but it's also the greatest hurdle on the path. Because intellect gives you the illusion that you know what you think you know. And that's why when you sit down and meditate, we are quieting the intellect as well at that time. We are saying, listen, you don't do the talking, you don't come up with intelligent stuff. I don't want you to tell me this is right or this is wrong. For some time, I need you to be quiet so that I may see through you. If a child is making a lot of noise, they naturally get or attract the attention. So when mind makes noise, it gets your attention and then it drags you with it. But if it's quiet, then you realize that, okay, there is something happening beyond it. So this is saying, let's be quiet. ਰੱਬ ਤੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਵਸਦਾ, ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੁਰਾਨ ਇਸ਼ਾਰੇ, ਬੁੱਲੇ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਰੱਬ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਯਾਰ ਤੋਂ ਤਨ ਮਨ ਵਾਰੇ. That God is inside you, that's what all the scriptures point. But you can't find God unless you discover love. When you are willing to do anything for the one you care about, when you are willing to sacrifice your preferences for the living God, the one that lives in your children, the one that lives in your partner, the one that lives in the society, the one that lives in your loved ones, the one that lives in your enemies. When you start to care about that God, then the one that lives in a different world will come to you real quickly. That's how it would work. Otherwise, really, what is the point? What is the point of anything? It's Sufi. So Sufi, by yar, by love, it doesn't mean just loving somebody physically. It also means divine love. So they are saying, if you really want to experience that truth, somewhere you have to immerse yourself not in your mind, not in your intellect, not in your intelligence, not in your attainments, not in your scholarship, but somewhere you have to immerse in divine love. यह अनुरागी चित्त की गति न समझे कोई, ज्यों ज्यों बूढ़े श्याम रंग त्यों त्यों उज्ज्वल होए. And then you get in a state where others will not understand your state of mind. You won't be able to explain it. Anything you can put in words, it no longer really remains the pure truth. It's a challenge I face on a daily basis. How to communicate the truth without using words. Because words come from the conscious mind. What about a reality that exists beyond? So he goes, तू वार दे हर्षै यार अपने तो जे जितनी इश्क दी बाजी, यार दे ना दी तू नीत खलो जा जे तैनू आखन इश्क नमाजी. तेरा यार कहे जे तू घुंघरू पालै भावें फतवे लावे काजी. बुल्ले शाह जग रुसदा रुस जावे पर असां यार नू रखना है राजी. That until you are willing to sacrifice that your path in a way, in that divine love, you can't really eat your cake and have it too. It's not possible. We talk about the middle way. We talk about the best path for a householder. It's not really possible, frankly speaking, to say, I'm also going to devote 10 hours to meditation and I'm going to keep everybody in my family happy. and I'm going to hold a full-time job. It's not doable. It's not feasible. So you have to find a way which allows you to be in a meditative state, which allows you to be immersed in bhakti, in devotion, in love, while you carry your worldly duties. Because if you run away from your worldly duties, even then you won't have that peace of mind. Even if you go sit in a place of solitude, you will think of your loved ones. You'll think, did I do right? Did I do wrong? I left my family, or left my children, or left my husband or wife. Was it the right thing to do? It's far more effective if you see everything as a divine act. Whenever you have an opportunity to do some good, do it. Whenever you have an opportunity to love somebody, do it. Whenever you have an opportunity to be compassionate, do it. As I say pretty much all the time, choose your emotions carefully. And then what happens? Bullhe Shah talks about it. What happens when you are immersed in divine love and where your intellect just leaves you far behind? ਐਨ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਦੇ ਮਹਿਕਮੇ ਮੈਂ ਗਿਆ, ਅੱਗੋਂ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਨੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਕੜਹੀ ਲੁੱਟ ਲਈ। ਮੈਂ ਗਿਆ ਸਾਂ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਸੁਦਾਗਰੇ ਵਨ, ਅੱਗੋਂ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਨੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਰਸਾਈ ਲੁੱਟ ਲਈ। That I was very clever, Bullhe Shah said. I had everything worked out. I knew I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and this is how I'll structure everything. I went, but the moment I fell in divine love, I went there as a trader, but I lost all that I had. And I went there that I will put it to work, put it to use, but I lost all the wisdom I had at that time. I just remained, felt, appeared just the way I was when I was born in front of my mother, just like a pure child. There was nothing else I felt. ਪੰਜੇ ਵਕਤ ਨਮਾਜ਼ਾਂ ਪੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਲੋਕੀ ਆਖਣ ਨਮਾਜ਼ੀ, ਜੰਗ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੁੜ ਜਿੱਤ ਘਰ ਆਇਓ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਲੋਕਨ ਆਖਣ ਗਾਜ਼ੀ. You started reading the scriptures 5 times a day and everybody said, here is a very good pandit, 5 समय नमाज पढ़ी, सबने बोला बहुत अच्छा नमाजी है. And you fought against the world, you came home a winner and everybody said he is a great king. ਚਾੜੀ ਇਨਸਾਫ ਦੀ ਕੁਰਸੀ ਬੈਠੋ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਲੋਕਨ ਆਖਣ ਕਾਜ਼ੀ. And now you are sitting in a chair where you are a decision maker, a judge, and people say here's a magistrate or judge and so on. Bullhe Shah, tu kuch bhi nahi khatiya je tu yaar na kitta razi. Bullhe Shah, you didn't really earn anything. These attainments will go away. He's saying, don't think that your CV defines who you are. You are not your CV. I think this should be the modern slogan rather than you're not your body, because it should be you're not your CV, you're not your resume. If you didn't experience that love, then you really didn't earn anything. Sometimes, people come and ask me when I give private audience, some people cry in front of me, not out of pain at all. It's just tears of love. And many times I'm asked this question. They say, why do people cry in front of you? And sometimes people ask me, why am I crying in front of you? They ask. I had no plans of crying. And sometimes when people visit second or third time, they make a resolution they're not going to cry. But I keep a tissue box handy anyway. They say, why? Why do we cry? Of course, not everybody cries. Some people make me cry. They say, why? Why do we cry? I said, it's very simple. You see, living in the world, it doesn't matter how well off you are. In real essence, it's a tiring thing. It tires most people out. And when you get tired, you're not tired of doing things, believe me. You get tired of always having to do certain things certain way to keep everybody together, to keep everybody happy. And that tires you out. And then you start to see the futility. You start to see that, oh, if I don't do this, they very quickly tell me that I've changed and they don't love me anymore, or things like that. So it's a big give and take relationship in the world. You keep giving, you keep giving, you keep giving, and they'll give you back. So nothing is really unconditional. But deep inside, you know that you are better than that, and the ones around you are better than that. That conditioning is driving everybody to behave a certain way, or to keep engaging in this give and take, to keep pleasing the other person. So they say things that please you, and you say things that please them. You do things that please them. They do things that please you. It's just one very big circus without a real clown in it, other than life itself. So I said, when people come to me, first of all, I have no agenda. And there is nothing I want from people other than their own happiness. So when they experience that unconditional love, in that presence, their heart somewhere, their mind connects with it right away. And in that connection, they feel just totally immersed, even if it lasts for a few seconds, maybe 10 seconds or 20 seconds or a minute or so. And I think that's also what divine love is, because it's unconditional. You understand that, okay, I have this world, one thing, but I have God. I know an entity, an element of existence that will love me unconditionally, and that I can love unconditionally. Somebody I can talk to, somebody I can just say whatever I feel like saying. In fact, it's for this reason when people sometimes confront me about my own decisions, preferences, why this, why that, why this, I don't really mind actually. I say, well, this is what they think. They have the right to express their opinion. We should never shoot down an opinion, ever, of anybody. So when you experience the divine love, the first thing that happens is you experience tears. And they are not tears of pain by any stretch of imagination. Maybe they are not even tears of joy. That would mean that there is an opposite of those tears that you experience. There is no opposite of those tears. They are just simply tears of divinity, tears of love, tears of devotion. There is no opposite of that. That's why Ramakrishna Paramahansa, he would just cry and cry and cry every day. The smallest of song about Mother Divine would make him cry like that. And he had been pursuing God ever since he was 16 years old. So one time they asked him, they said, how did you keep your desperation alive? Because that can also be a challenge sometimes, to keep your desperation, to keep your love, to keep your devotion alive. Because challenges will come, adversities will come, and then you feel different. How do you keep it alive? He said, let me ask you something. Let's say you are a thief, he said, and you are sleeping in a room, and in the room next door, which is just separated by a temporary thin wall, there is gold. There is gold. You know gold is in that room. He said, can you sleep in peace? Knowing that you can have all that gold, the owner of the house is not there. You can have all that gold. Can you sleep in peace? And that person said, no, truly. He said, of course you can. Because as a thief, you'll constantly keep thinking about that gold. Even though you're sleeping under maybe a water cooler or air conditioner and so on, but you'll keep thinking of that gold that's there, because your heart is where your treasure is.